back, and our next guest tonight has just completed a documentary on Fresno State's Centennial Symphonic Dance Project. Jason Herrera, thank you so much for being here.
Happy Cinco de Mayo.
Thank you, and to you as well.
Thank you.
It's such a pleasure to have you here. So the Centennial Dance Project, tell me a little bit about it.
Well, basically, the theater department here at Fresno State, along with the music departments, they collaborated. And from my understanding, I think this is the first time that they ever collaborated before, and it had to do with Fresno State Centennial. So I guess, I don't know, maybe they'll do it again in another 100 years.
Great.
But
hopefully you can shoot it again.
Yeah, no, yeah, I mean, if I live that long, then, you know, I've lived right, I guess. But anyway, so they came together, and this is the first time that they've ever been on stage. The Fresno State Symphony Orchestra, they played the score of West Side Story and Swan Lake, and the theater department, they performed it, you know, interpretive dance. So yeah, that's what the project was about.
Great, and so what inspired you then to take on the project of filming it?
Well, I wanted to film it because it's like nothing I've ever done before. We had a couple of projects that we could pick from, but you know, we had like a short film. We had this TV show actually, and now I'd be having to work with you, so that was like out already, right? So anyway, this project, it was like nothing, like I said, I've ever done before. You know, going to a theater and recording something live, and you know, they're not going to stop. What was exciting about it is that they're not going to stop because I didn't get the shot. Like, I had to really be prepared, and that really kind of excited me. Yeah. Great.
And so how big was the crew that you were working with to shoot such a big production?
Well, we had myself and 10 other students, and we had Professor Don Priest, and Mike Feast was the remote engineer. So it's about a 13-member crew.
Great. Yeah. And is that the biggest project you've worked on before?
Yeah, I think it is. Like this project, I was both producer and director. And so the responsibility of, you know, with the crew and then having production meetings with the Centennial Symphonic Dance Project, working with them, I think it was probably the biggest crew that I've ever, you know, worked with, yeah.
And were you nervous about shooting something this big and having so many different roles?
Well, I don't think I was really nervous. I was just kind of, looking forward to it, you know. It's kind of, I remember being in school and there was this poster they had on the wall. And it says, always bite off more than you could chew, because then you'll know how much you can handle. You remember that poster? Seeing that?
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, I don't know, it was okay. But anyway, so what I liked, that's what this project allowed me to do. I wanted to take on all these roles to see how I could do it. And, you know, I bit off a lot. I swallowed it. It got digested. My body pulled out the nutrients, and some came out the other end, and it's all over with.
That's an extremely graphic metaphor.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that. So then how long did it take to edit this then?
The editing is what really took a long time. We finished like the third week of February, and I just finished the editing the other day, so I guess 2.5 months maybe or so. But see, I mean, I had other things I had to do. I couldn't dedicate full time, but it took a long time to edit because we had like 28 tapes of just, you know, from the cameras along with our original recordings. So it took a long time just to go through all that material and pull out the best stuff and have it match up pretty good, you know?
Right, because I bet that's a challenge too. I think people might not realize that aren't familiar with production when you're working with that soundtrack too, having to match the shots with something so rhythmic as opposed to doing like a film or a television show.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you were limited on what you could do by the audio, you know, because we recorded over 2 days. So when I took something from the previous day, you know, it was just a matter of matching up the moves, matching up the audio, everything like that. So it took a really long time, and it was really, really tough to do, but it's all over with, yeah.
Great. And what was your favorite part of production, if you had to pick something?
You know, probably, I attended rehearsals. Like I said, I had to really be prepared for this project. I think attending the rehearsals to me was the most fun. I attended probably about 20 hours of rehearsal, and you know, just seeing the girls up there and the couple of guys that they had, the dancers, working so hard. I really appreciated all the hard work that they put in, and just seeing them work really hard was really fun for me.
Great, and I think we've got a few little snippets of the production, so
Okay.
I think we'll take a look at those.
Sure.
that was really great. I really enjoyed it.
Well, I missed you, but anyway, go ahead, yeah.
It was real quick.
It was quick, okay, yeah.
So one last question. How do you feel to being a part of something that nothing like this has been done at Fresno State in such a long time? What does that feel like to you?
You know, I really didn't think about it like that. I just kind of, you know, any project you just want to do your best on. So I just took it as I was just giving it my absolute best. And I never really thought about that question, actually. So I don't know.
Great, that's a good answer, and I like that. Thank you so much, Jason. It's been a real pleasure. And ladies and gentlemen, let's once again hear from Chaparral.
If tequila came in a can, I'd have a cold one in my hand. I'd sit around and drink the day away. I'd have a cooler full of ice, tell my friends to drop on by. Be a happy man, tequila came in a can. Well, a cold beer is nice on a weeknight. Oh, and whiskey can make a man go insane. Tequila comes in big fancy bottles, and that's my only complaint. So if tequila came in a can, I'd have a cold one in my hand. I'd sit around and drink the day away. I'd have a cooler full of ice, tell my friends to drop on by. Be a happy man, tequila came in a can. Well, I picture myself on an island with white sand and senoritas galore. In my hand is my brand new invention. Well, it's top shelf tequila, you don't have to pour. But if tequila came in a can, I'd have a cold one in my hand. I'd sit around and drink the day away. I'd have a cooler full of ice, tell my friends to drop on by. Be a happy man, tequila came in a can. Well, until that happens, I'm gonna live with what I got. And I spell and a salt rim shot. But if tequila came in a can, I'd have a cold one in my hand. I'd sit around and drink the day away. I'd have a cooler full of ice, tell my friends to drop on by. Be a happy man, tequila came in a can. Whoa, be a happy man, tequila came